Hey guys, Jasensational here. Today I have a pretty cool deck guide prepared for you guys. It is with a deck that I've enjoyed playing recently with the new expansion out, and I think it's a pretty decent ladder pick to kind of climb your way up through the ranks. The deck is none other than Tahm Kench Soraka. Um, it's not a new deck, doesn't have any new cards, but I thought it was fun, and I would just like to share the deck guide I made for you guys. So if you guys enjoy kinds of videos like these, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. To any of you who might be unfamiliar with the deck features the main champions as Tahm Kench and Soraka in this Bilgewater Targon pair. It uses a lot of your self damage cards like Crusty Codger, Boxopus, Fortune Croaker, Broadback Protector, even cards like Shakedown, in order to enable your alternate win condition, which is Starspring. Starspring is a landmark that heals all of your units 1 health at the end of each round, and once Starspring has seen you heal 22 points of damage, or rather health, on your units, then you kind of just win the game. It's an alternative win condition that revolves around a particular set of cards, namely the whole package that we have here in Targon Bilgewater, to kind of cycle through your deck, find your units, to find your heal cards, and just progress your Starspring game plan forward. There aren't any new cards within this deck since the newest expansion, with Zilean, Azierlla, things like that. But this deck has been teched a little bit more for all the Azierlla decks running around, more of the aggro decks running around. We are running 2 copies of Shakedown and 2 copies of Hard Gun, choosing to ditch some of our slower, more control-y anti-control cards, like we're only running 1 Bastion, for example. Just to make sure that we are able to stabilize in the early game and just make sure that we can continue our game plan throughout. So as I mentioned earlier, we have the Starspring win condition. It's for the most part our main win condition. You rarely win games without Starspring. This isn't a deck that can like smork out your opponent, for example, because you have a lot of units deal 2 damage, deal 3 damage, and often or not these get chump blocked out because they don't have Overwhelm, they don't have the Fearsome keywords and things like that. There will be occasional games where you just win by playing as a control deck and just being able to pick off all of your opponent's units, but without cards like Star Shepherd, for example, which is the 1 cost 0/3 that kind of scales with more healing, it becomes very hard to close out games by just reducing your opponent's Nexus health to 0. So with the Starspring, we have our self-damage tools like Crusty Codger, Boxpuss, and Broadback Protector, and this is a good way for us to not only help get our Starspring going, but in conjunction we have Soraka, which not only boosts our Starspring significantly the more damage units we have, but this also enables a very nice draw engine, because once Soraka levels up, each time you heal an unit each round, you get to draw a card, and this allows you to cycle through your deck with the help of tools like Guiding Touch as well, just being a heal 2, draw 1, and of course we have cards like Astral Protection to really ramp up our Starspring by like 4, by like 8, 7, just in 1 card, as well as making just really beefy units that become really hard for certain decks to really deal with. The next thing I kind of want to talk about is just Tahm Kench's role within this deck. I think Tahm Kench is a very, very powerful tool when used correctly, but it's a very high skill ceiling card. And to kind of talk through it, a lot of the times a lot of people just use it very proactively to just enable your Starspring, enable your draw engine, because most of the times if your opponent's playing around you smartly, they won't damage your units by like 1 or 2 health each round. And so it's up to your Tahm Kench to use your Acquired Taste to damage your Tahm Kench to give yourself the damaged unit on your board to either pair with the Soraka support on the attack or to draw a card with the Soraka engine. And this is a very, very powerful part, right? Because this allows you to proactively advance your own game plan and, get your cycle going. But on the flip side, Tahm Kench with the Acquired Taste is also very, very powerful at keeping initiative with your side. This is a very powerful tool that prevents your opponent from developing because you have the spell held up. And if they can't stop the spell Acquired Taste from going off, or their unit is easily just gobbled up and doesn't have the attack power to contest against your Tahm Kench's health, then this is a very effective way to stall out the game. Now, for example, if your opponent commits like 5 mana onto Lee Sin, or 6 mana onto, say, what's even a 6 mana champion? That's kind of bad. If they spend like just anything, right? They spend a lot of mana on a unit that gets gobbled up for 2 mana. This is a really, really big tempo advantage for yourself. And if they don't commit to that, then you can just pass and, just burn your opponent's mana. So just very, very powerful ways of playing with Tahm Kench that can either make your opponent's game plan really difficult or advance your own game plan really quickly. So I want to talk a little bit about the matchup tables for this deck and why I think it's in a good position right now, at least within the meta, to kind of climb with ladder. Three pretty popular decks right now, although seeing some decline. TLC is actually pretty winnable with Tahm Kench. You can put your opponent in some really rough spots. They can't really remove your board unless they have Ruination, Vengeances, and you can just tech in more Bastions, and it makes it really hard for them to dance around your kind of cards. Often or not, if you have Starspring early, you can win before they get their Watcher down or on the turn that they get their Watcher down, because your Starspring is round ends and then drawing a card is round start. So often or not, you can race down TLC with your win con without dying to their win condition. Similarly, Slay, which is a really popular deck featuring the Thresh Gnosis combo, Tahm Kench Soraka is pretty good into it because you play units that don't really easily die to their units, so they don't really get a lot of slay counters for Gnosis, and you can just heal your units with likes of Starspring, Guiding Touch to keep them alive throughout, and gain a lot of value trades. Because their Gnosis doesn't get many slays, and because their Thresh has 3 attack, they really can't do much to prevent your Tahm Kench from just getting a lot of value and eating these champions up. So they have to play very, very hard around your deck, and if they aren't running cards like Vengeance, for example, then it can be very hard for them to really get anything going. Because we're in Targon, even if things get a little bit out of hand early on, we still have Hush to just stop Gnosis for the atrocity, just kill it on board when they try to attack with it, and this just really nullifies a lot of their offensive power. One of the newest decks out there is the Azierlla combination with, Azir or MF. And our deck, similarly to Scargrounds, has something that really wants them to attack into us with a lot of cheap low attack units. So when they Blade Dance, when they summon Sand Soldiers, you can often not block down the full board, and if they don't have enough pressure in one single turn, you can recover a lot of that with the Starspring and with all of your heal cards in your deck. They also rely on a lot of engines like Azir, like the sparring students like Azierlla, that you can often challenge down with either Boxtopuses, Eat with Tahm Kench, or just grant vulnerable with Shakedown, making this actually a decent matchup. It should be favored into Tahm Kench should be a favorite into most Azierlla decks, although they do have the opportunity to really, really pressure you down, save all the resources for that one turn to really just clear your board, and sometimes they can just get out of hand. Now, I did mention a lot of pretty good matchups here, and while I don't really show many of the bad matchups, there are a decent amount of matchups that Tahm Kench kind of struggles with. Those being the Noxus decks with the removal cards. So as Draven has Culling Strikes, has the Phlox, has even like Scorched Earth to really get rid of your landmark, they prevent your win condition. Ash Nox is Reckoning, just completely wipes your board. Overwhelm has big units that you can't really deal with very well with Tahm Kench. You can't really get the value trades you want, and they kind of just run you over. And some of the more aggressive burn decks kind of can just go over the top against you. Now, of course, you do have cards like Guiding Touch, you have the Broadback Protectors. Sometimes that's not necessarily enough, but those are definitely one of the more winnable unfavored matchups. But for the matchups that Tahm Kench is bad into, it's often pretty bad into. And but on the flip side, some of the matchups that are good into are usually pretty good. And that's kind of one of the polarizing aspects of Tahm Kench Soraka, which makes it a good tournament deck rather than a good ladder deck, but with the right metas, you can kind of abuse that correctly on ladder. And finally, I have 3 really cool games that I want to showcase for you guys. One against TLC, one against Azierlla, and one against Lee Sin. All kind of different matchups, all still relying on the Star Spring win condition, but just showing you how you can play a little bit differently, thinking about when you want to proactively use your Tahm Kench acquired taste, when you want to keep it up to force your opponent into really, really awkward turns. And I hope that this deck guide has been informative, and I will leave you with some of the games, and I hope you guys enjoy. TLC, I wish I had third Bastion here. Apparently this matchup's favored for us, so let's try our best to do that. I see Star Spring, I see Kench. Is Kench even good here? Kench can't be bad, right? You're excited? Alrighty. We'll do our best for you then. So we can't actually play this into like we could play this now, and then we just like kind of cry if he has the answer to it. So this is a safe play here. So in order to win this matchup, we just need Bastions. I would want to play this now, but again, same thing. I can play Soraka here, but it's not doing much. I probably need to save my Soraka until I actually get to use it, and just banking mana here seems fine. Now I can play Boxpus because I have Guiding Touch. But if on 4 mana, I want to play like Kench or something. But I do want like Boxpus into Soraka, for example. Eating Beerg is really dangerous with like Tahm Kench, because I get super punished if he just Vengeances it. Like, I don't mind just playing Boxpus this turn. Maybe it eats like a Vile Feast or something. Now, worst case scenario, we just Guiding Touch it. That's a really good draw. Do we need the mana going into next turn? Next turn we're gonna have... Next turn we're gonna have 5 plus 3. So next turn we have 5 plus 3 is 8. If we spend this now, we only have 6, so it can't represent Bastion. I wanted to play Soraka, but that actually doesn't do much. If I play this now, you can't punish me, so I'll just do this here. Star Spring win? Yeah, like, I am gonna win off of Star Spring, but I need cards like Soraka to have my engine, right? Like, I can't just throw out Soraka and not do anything. Like, Soraka's like the main card draw factor in this deck. Like, I need Soraka to draw me cards, otherwise I don't win, right? If I just throw out my Soraka when I don't have Bastion mana up into a Vengeance, like, that's a way I lose. But then I also need to like race him down and not let him win, so it's kind of difficult like that. This turn I just probably play Broadback. Soraka's leveled actually, so I want to start drawing cards. Meaning I want to play Soraka this turn, stop the attack, and then play Fortune Cooker. And then draw a card, heal 2. Like, I'm not going to win this matchup unless I draw my Bastions either. I think. That's how I think the matchup plays in my head. That's a good draw as well. Ooh, that's a good card. The question here is, how valuable is my attack token? Like, I can force damage with the Shakedown, which is probably the best case scenario. Trade Shakedown for a card draw and then thin out his board here. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Fat fingers. Playing this had absolutely no use to it, and it's just a waste of 2 mana. Yeah. This was, so you can't ruinate here, which is fine. I might, like, I might need to, like, pressure him instead with, like, Shepherd, for example. Or I should have, like, developed other cards. Okay, that's fine. There's more damage units here. This seemed kind of strange. I didn't really like the Azierlla there, but just having a damage unit by 4 is just so important. It's like, this is a really weird setup from him. He's tapped under Ruination mana, and we're just getting a lot of free heal value here. Like, he can't do anything about this. So I will play Crusty Codger and end my turn. And this is going to give me a lot of progress. Like, he's still going to need at least 2 turns. 3 turns, rather, right? Like, if I survive his Watcher turn and I just heal afterward, then I'm fine. He's also cycling like a madman. Now he's tapped under, so he can Avalanche me. So I don't want to actually play this. This is fine. I can play Shepherd, for example. That doesn't really do anything. Nice, 15. Alright, sick. I don't think we can lose this game from here. He can't even drag my Soraka. I'm gonna start by replacing one of these guys, because we can't actually just pass this turn, unfortunately. This has 8 health or something, so Azierlla would only heal by 2. I guess he kills Soraka here. Probably fine if he kills Soraka, honestly. If he plays like Matron here, then like we can go in with Azierlla and just be fine. This does nothing. He actually has to do something here, which is gives us a lot of freedom. If he ruinates here, he just like loses. I think that card's a ruination, so I want to like be very cautious of my development. What's actually really cool here is I can use Azierlla here, and this forces him to remove the Soraka, right? Soraka's going to 11, right? Actually, using this here isn't that great. Like, if it goes to 11, all he has to do is Vile Feast. Or, like, Avalanche. And if he Avalanches, I can't really protect these. It's kind of tough. Like, I'd rather... I do need him to, like, not ruinate me this turn, right? So maybe this is fine. I mean, I can't play anything that'll let him ruinate. I need him to spend mana this turn that's not ruination, right? And this is fine. Like, he has to kill my Soraka now, or he just casts ruination. And if he casts ruination, I just play double box plus here. Like, this is fine. He's gonna Avalanche or ruination me here, and that's completely fine. Yeah. So did you get that play and why I did it like that? Like, I couldn't... If I let him kill Soraka, he might just pass. And then I can't develop into Ruination. So by leaving Soraka alive, he has to spend mana to either kill Soraka or use Ruination. And then after Ruination, I can develop units that need healing. Do I win? This is why you're in plat. You'll get there eventually, man. This is also just a weirdly stupidly complex deck as well. And now this is great, because now I can just pass and win the game. Like, he has to kill both these units now. And I don't care. Actually, yeah, this... No, I'm 1 off. Oops. That was kind of a mistake. But he still has to do something, I think. Because if he passes this turn, he's not winning next turn. So that's fine. Yeah, for sure. So I actually miscounted by 1, but like he can't pass that turn because he doesn't win next turn either. So, easy game. I'm not gonna lie, this deck's actually a little resident sleeper, but I just want to see where it's positioned right now. The advanced package makes no sense. Like, you mean like the predict advance kind of thing? Okay, this is interesting. I think this matchup's really interesting, because you want to, like, you don't need Starspring to level, but Starspring is so good in keeping units alive, right? Which makes this like really interesting. I always want to keep a box bus here. It's just a question of whether or not I want to keep the other cards. And I think at this point, because I have at least one box bus, I think it's fine. Like, Croaker with box bus doesn't really do much, because I would need to play Starspring first before I play Croaker. Shakedown's also a really good card in this matchup, because they play Sparring Student, and you need something to kill Sparring Students. This hand's a little bit bad. I don't know why I add the star shaping. I should just cut this card. Because the issue here is we have to trade box bus for the Sparring Student. And I don't want to have to do that. And I think it's actually not good to do that here. Because like we need the unit as well. We have the Starspring to heal this up. We just need a... We're fine taking like one extra turn of damage here. Worst case scenario, we can just like Sunbless Vigor it if he open attacks. At least Star Shaping is better than the 5 Pony. I don't know if you can get much worse than that. The funny thing is he could like syncopate to kill the Boxtopus. Never mind. So we're just gonna we're gonna take a bit of damage here, but that's what we have to do. He could still like Shapestone, which would lose me the game as well. So I guess we're taking all this damage, huh? Which is 8, 12. That's a lot of damage. Because we have to play around Shapestone, we... Wait, what? Alright, that's 16. I guess that's fine. What a dumb deck, holy crap. What is this opening? The funny thing is we might still stabilize here. Like, we're gonna play Broadback into Shakedown and just kill 2 things and hope that works.
Deadly paths, just another day in Targon. Do not see what is, see what will be. Ready for anything. Ooh, you wee scruff.
What? Ooh, I am not happy right now.
Where are you off to?
I'm kind of...
My win streak. I'll protect you.
The funny thing is we're not dead to the Star Shaping, which is hilarious.
I have risen.
Wait, we're actually just dead. Okay, maybe this isn't like... What's this? Alright, Azierlla. Let's go, round 2. Round 2. Alright, just don't deal 16 damage on turn 3, please. That would be nice. Okay, we have Box with Soraka. He doesn't have Sparring Student on turn 1. I'm actually gonna play Codger first, because it has more health. It can actually block like a blade. And then I play Soraka on 3, and then box plus Star Spray on turn 4. I'm willing to trade here. I don't think he will. Yeah, because I could have like Guiding Touch or Pale or whatever. He'd have Shapestone, but so now I play Soraka. Soraka's like the best blocker on turn 3. They can't really interact with it. And then I play Star Spring into Box Plus and hopefully just stabilize from there. Because it looks like he's had a relatively slow start. Yep. He's just gonna like smork me with elusives though, which is somewhat of an issue. I wish we had like a... I wish we had a shakedown right about now, just to be able to deal with these elusives. But we do have these box pusses here. Okay, so our plan is the same, so we'd rather just play Star Swing first, give him as little information as possible. I don't think we're ever going to play 2 box pusses there, because we still need... Jesus Christ. We don't have a Pale to kill that. I feel like Field Musician's like a really cool card in this kind of deck. I really like it. Musicians, it's winnable? Maybe so. I forgot that this card draws a card. I thought this just refilled your mana, and I thought it was like bad. But seeing the card draw, it's like... It's not like terrible, but it's just like horrible tempo, right? If we attack with here, we're still bluffing like the card. Okay. Made it back to plat? Hell yeah, dude. Why is he playing it now? What? He doesn't... Oh, I guess he gets the tune and draw. I see. He has the Shapestone here. I guess he still can't commit it. So we get extra Star Spring procs. We get the Soraka flip here. We start cycling. Like, this is a good spot. I don't like its timing. That is true. I think it's a cool value card, but the decks that want to play it don't really want to play it, right? I think like this deck lacks like the refill potential at some point, and it's just good to have like an engine to keep drawing you cards. But I agree that it could feel kind of clunky sometimes. I accidentally BM my last opponent when promoting to plat because I clicked the wrong emote. I'm sure he understands. Yeah, because like this deck can actually just like run out of resources, which is interesting in its own aspect. We don't have anything that can kill Sparring Student here, but I think that's fine. We don't really need to do anything. We can like chump block with Soraka, and whatever he attacks with, we just like feed our Star Spring, so that's like kind of fun. If he doesn't want to attack, that's also really fun. Because we have like this Astral, we can kind of make some like pretty reckless blocks here. When did he... Oh, right, with the spell. Oh, nice. I'm not sure if I agree with that attack there, but I'm not sure what else he could have done in his spot. This allows us to... I mean, so we're going to challenge, and then just deal chip damage, I guess. So we're going to challenge these, so we want to grant these vulnerable. And we're just doing this purely just to juice up our Star Spring. We challenge here, challenge here, challenge here, challenge here. Now this doesn't really do much, but I think we're in such a commanding spot that if we just kill like his kind of cards like this guy, we could like Pale to try to kill this, but I don't think that's totally necessary to our game plan. doesn't require resource in order to get the engine started. I mean, when you have like cards like Deus on board, you have like Azir, all you do is attack, right? Or like whatever cards you top deck, just like feed into your field musicians. So it's kind of like a cycle, right? Now, of course, you need like at least one card to make it work. But this is where like Wish would have just been super incredibly powerful. But this looks fine. Like worst case scenario, we just like play second Star Spring and we just like absolutely juice it, right? Like we're gaining 8 procs. So we'll win next turn, but we won't win this turn. Yup. I don't know why he plays it now. I guess we're forced to make some weird blocks. And by weird, I mean committing some of these. We'll just pale to cycle instead. If he has a Shapestone, we have the Astral. I haven't actually played this deck, so I can't really say for sure, but it seems like a cool concept, and one of my friends has liked it, so I'm kind of on the edge, but I haven't tried it out for myself. Alright, so now that we win regardless, we just need to make sure we don't die. And we have plenty of units, plenty of protection. He has to attack for quite a few rounds, and I feel pretty confident right now. Ooh, that's kind of strong. One of the weaknesses in Lucian Azir is that it ran out of cards too fast. I mean, it had all the predicts. Like generally, some versions ran like Preservarium or whatnot, right? But generally it was like kind of fine. Can't you heal Soraka to win? Could I? Could I have? I probably no, because the second Star String procced, and then this doesn't count on the second Star String's proc. So this only, so it checks after it procs, and then if it isn't 22 out of 22, it doesn't go off. Like, even if the second Star Spring helped the first Star Spring to proc to 21, it wouldn't work. So I couldn't, because this healed added extra 4, right? And I was still a little bit off. Now, I could be wrong, and I wasn't really counting, but I was considering that the second Star Spring wouldn't get me there, or like the first Star Spring doesn't count on the second Star Spring, so like I just thought I was like too far off, but I could be wrong. I can't kill this, which is kind of annoying, but I don't really mind this dying either. Like, do I want to Astral this? Not particularly. I'll just replay a unit. I could die here. We'll see. I can hush Azierlla. I can do a lot of things. Wait, he obliterated. He obliterated his. He obliterated his Azierlla. Just kind of fun. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Alright, well, we have the second Star Spring here. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, so this turn is probably just double Astral to like protect our units. I probably shouldn't have passed there. I should just play second Star Spring. But it looks like he's not wanting to pass. Fake Hero, what's up, man? Homecoming? Yeah, I've seen Homecoming in some of these lists. It looks pretty, like, interesting. So we just need to make sure we don't die here. And we'll just win next turn unless he has a second Homecoming in hand. If he has second Homecoming, he's like absolutely cracked. So Soraka is at 10. So this heals 4, this heals 2, this heals 2. So this heals 4. We're down 6, which is 1 off. So we'll have like Croaker, whatever Cadre combo. We just need to make sure we just kill his units and just like try to win. I ain't tempted. I should just develop just to make sure I kill his elusive, kill his field musician, and his Azir here. It's gonna farm ladder with TK Rocket today, but if Homecoming exists, that's forehead. Yeah, just a little bit. Mostly the lists don't run Homecoming, but this guy just has it, you know. And I don't think like TK Rocket feels like pretty good, but I don't know if it's like the best deck position right now. I just want to try it out for like potentially Friday. Ooh. You know what you bring on Friday yet? I realize deck submissions are like early morning for me on Friday, so I have to submit them on like Thursday evening, which is a little bit awkward. Wait, this is already at 6? Holy moly. Alright, if he has second Homecoming, we might actually lose, which is really funny. We can't bash in our Star Spring, unfortunately. Alright, just show it. Show it to me. Show it to me. That's not a Homecoming, but he is at exactly 4 mana. Alright, sick. I'd be a little bit off. Like the second Star Spring there again, procced after the first. Versus Aurelian, Zillion, Chelsea, Gnosis, I feel good. I mean, yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna concede this one out of good faith. Or maybe, I don't know. We actually need to we're just hard mulling for Tahm Kench here. Like, if we don't find Kench, we also just lose. Uh-oh. If we don't have Kench on 4, we're in a little bit of trouble. And this hand isn't that good. This hand is poop. Alright, this hand is actually poop. And he has turn 1 Zoe. Lovely. I guess we lose this one. Demacia Tarragon? Maybe. I always want to make Apprehend work. I think Apprehend is a sick card. And with more stuns, it could actually be a thing. This hand's so bad, holy crap. Yo, Alasterland. What's up, man? Sub for Yasuo to Worlds? Maybe. As the seasons go by, there becomes more and more of a chance. Thank you for the 2 months, man. Appreciate it. What do I do here? I can't do shit. This is kind of frustrating. I don't play this and just hope, I don't know. Oh, where's my Kench? Please, I full mold for you. Okay, I'm gonna cycle these pails like super aggressively. Didn't you win like 500 for top 6? No, I wish. It's 150 for anyone who goes top 32 and top 16, and then it's 400 for top 8. So I got a 150 out of it, which is it was alright. Nothing too spectacular. I'm gonna Star Spring Pale here, because like I just need to hit Kench next turn, and I just get 2 draws. Alright, Kench. So we have Shakedown Star Spring at the very least, but we're losing this game. If he has Lee Sin on 5, I think we lose. Unless we draw Kench here. Alright. Okay, how do we win this game?
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
I can kill his units here, which is kind of funny. I have to kill his Zoe eventually. I don't think it has to be this turn quite yet. I can kill his Zoe on my next attack turn, and that should be fine. Okay. No Lee Sin. No Lee Sin. That's not a Lee Sin. Alright, this is good. He's gonna damage me, and I'm gonna play Broadback Protector. I probably shouldn't have passed here, but I don't actually mind if he passes back. And getting a block here for extra target on like trigger for my Soraka is really impactful. Okay, so probably worst case scenario. If we play Soraka here, only one thing gets damaged. Which is fine. Soraka shakedown is good enough here. If he goes for like some Crescent Strike here, that's a little bit of an issue, because then it makes killing Zoe a little bit harder. But I guess I want to hit Zoe with the 2-4, right? Because otherwise he could have like Hush or something. So I shake down Soraka onto here. What's the second highest priority target here? Is it the Mentor? I don't actually think it's the Mentor. I want to force him to block the Mentor on one of these guys, so I actually get a heal. Like, I don't want to challenge Mentor. I want him to force block my Mentor. Which makes the other most valuable target the Sparkle Fly, because it's elusive. And I'll just do something like this. And this looks fine. Alright, looks like he didn't have Lee Sin, which makes me feel a little bit better now that I get to kill his Zoe. Nice, and now I get a level Soraka and start drawing cards. Like, this is good. Like, suddenly we're in an okay spot. He only got 2 gems out of it as well. Like, Zoe, who cares? I don't really. We're gonna level Soraka and draw a card this round. And that's where we're getting our, like, Psycho here. If he deals damage to our face, we get, like, free heals off of Broadback, which is also another way to advance your win condition. And we have, like, these guys, right? Like, he has to block these guys. And if he has to block these guys, we also get free progress towards Star Spring. So right now we're just racing who can draw Lee Sin first or who can draw Kench first. And it looks like he hasn't found Lee Sin quite yet. I'm just gonna play this turn now. Because, like, if he doesn't attack me, I at least need to get this 2 heal. Like, he can't really attack me here. And then he's forced into blocking, and that's, like, totally fine. I might even cycle his Pale this turn, if I'm feeling like it. He can't attack with that, but I guess that's a little bit annoying into here. I can, like, Sunblast Vigor. Nice. So I get a free, like, 3 here, and then I just full attack. Healing here. Am I intimidated by seasonal tournament card backs? Oh, that's a really good draw. Am I replacing this for that? I can get like Crescents. No, I can't get Crescent Strike, right? If I do this here, I don't heal this, which is fine, but at least I gotta kill Zoe, which is better. Am I intimidated by seasonal tournament card backs? I mean, I have one myself. What do I have to be scared of? Damn, that's a little bit annoying. His always lives here, which is fine, I suppose. We draw a card here. And we have a lot of pressure here. This is really good as well. Free progress. And now, yeah, this block sucks for him, right? He's forced to block this, but it lets me heal. And then I gotta do this here, and he's like, he has to respond to this with like a Hush or something. The issue is I want to play this card. Am I contesting this? Probably. Like, this Pale gets no better value, right? And even if this dies, I don't really mind, because at the end of the day, I can just play Fortune Croaker. So I actually, like, don't mind if he kills this here. But if he doesn't kill this here, I'm, like, super balling. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. And now I get value out of my Croaker. And he's, like, used decent amount of resources, right? Oh, he does... Oh, buddy. Buddy. Yeah, that's super unfortunate for him. I guess he is gonna level a Zoe, but that doesn't really matter unless he like one OTKs us with like an elusive board. And there's finally Kench. All right, I think we're probably in the clear here, unless he has exactly Lee Sin this turn. I don't want to play. I'm gonna start with Croaker. Because I don't want to play Tahm Kench on his like Lee Sin attack turn, right? Unless he taps under 5 mana here, which he probably has to do because he wants to level Zoe. And now he can't play Lee Sin and a spell, so I'm free to play Kench here. And then I should just win the game. I will replace... I guess I'm just replacing this guy, huh?
I will find the goodness in you, River King.
Hope only provides temporary sustenance.
And now I should just win the game. I'm getting 1, 2, 3 heals, and then I get more here, more here. I don't think he can kill my Kench. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not sure if he can actually attack with Zoe. Like, he'd be letting me heal more off of the broadback, which could be wrong. But I think he's forced to do it eventually. Has it been an hour already? Jesus Christ. Oh, he had Moonsilver. Oops. So he could have, like, kicked with Lee Sin. But, I mean, this is fine. Like, unless this is exactly elusive fish. And even then, he doesn't kill me. Okay, looks like he doesn't have it. The scary part is he can get Obliterates here. Which he can just, like, obliterate my Star Spring. Which is actually really, really scary. And now I can't even kill his Zoe.
Take heart.
Stand back.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Let us peruse this establishment's fate.
Alright, we need to be careful here that he doesn't get some like random obliterate. So I just want to win without having to... I'm going to force him to obliterate this turn. And just threaten to kill Zoe and then go for like Wish or something. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. I mean, he has to have Notify, right? There's no way you can't stop this. Did he actually top deck that? That's kind of insane. It's less about eating Zoe here, it's more about being able to damage Kench and just win the game as well. For that reason, I'm actually interested in overriding like this. And just getting the heal with Soraka. Like, it's so important that it happens. The funny thing is, if he stuns Soraka here, I can eat Soraka, then replay Soraka. That is so funny, honestly. Like, I need to make sure I get value out of these challengers. If he's smart, he'll stun the 3-1 if he has the stun. If he stuns like this... Oh, baby. Oh.
Live with purpose.
Alright. Do not Notify this. Do not Notify this. If he had to use Bastion here, he doesn't have Notify. This is like the smartest play I've made in like a while. This is so smart. Wait, I want to replay Soraka.
To heal and protect.
I'll leave that first part to you, Soraka.
Ah, he got us.
Always provides.
Where are you off to?
Didn't you know what Tahm is? Yeah. I thought we were so smart there, but oh wait, we can wish, Alright, we just win. Alright, easy game. Alright, that was I mean, okay, I could've just wished and won the game, but he could have Nopify. And then this way I win, like, through a Nopify. Alright, yeah, that was a smart play. I like that play. That was a really smart play. Did he say his hand was bad, or did he say my hand wasn't as bad?